Hey everyone, right now it's 12:30 and I can't sleep. It's been a week. It's been, well, I don't even know how long it's been since I've done this. I gotta show you that there is no longer any stickers on my car, just a little pagan fish. It felt weird driving it. It didn't feel like my vehicle. It didn't feel like mine. Plans have changed about moving to Seattle in some ways. We just applied for an apartment. We might be all driving separately instead of via caravan. I'm kind of annoyed about that. But it'll be okay. It'll be easier for me to document my journey because I can just stop and document whatever I want versus having checkpoints and everything like that. But I guess they'll be more than likely leaving early and I will be traveling alone late, and that's okay. No, it's not, but I'll deal with it. Also, we're going to live in the Seattle area. We're looking at apartments. The one that we really like is in Kent, and I hope that goes okay. We applied today to it, and I really hope we get it. We got a background check to get through. They can look at our financials, and if we get approved, they will be there on the 20th of August, and I will be shortly thereafter. Okay, it'll be about a month before I can get there. Well, a month after, because they'll leave on the 15th and get there by the 20th, and I'll leave near the beginning of September and hopefully get there no later than the 10th. I don't know. I wish it was different, but it's not, and that's okay. I got back to not looking at the camera anymore. I think that's kind of weird. I spent so much time looking at the camera, and now I don't care. Because I mean, who's really looking directly at me? We're having a conversation, you and I, and that's what we're doing. But I don't know. Yeah. I got money together. I got plenty of money. I'll have plenty of money by the time I leave. It won't even be a big deal. It's not even a big deal now. They want to get there and start pounding the pavement, getting jobs lined up. They've already got several interests, which is really good. The internet's amazing for stuff like that. Yeah, and I got transferability. It's really late. And I wish I could be asleep. I was having a conversation with Mark and John earlier today, and I guess it's kind of weird. I don't care about talking about sex or certain things, and I became rather insecure earlier about talking about sex because part of going to Seattle is meeting different people, being in a different area where people, relationships and sex and things like that can happen, and I just realized maybe I felt like, I don't know, like my idea of appropriate relationships and appropriate uses of sex as a fun act and things like that, has shifted a lot, and I kind of got embarrassed, actually. When we're talking about the meat and potatoes of it, if you will. That's a really good metaphor for some sex, isn't it? And so there you have it. But it was a bit much to think about, and I know why I was embarrassed, and I really don't want to share it. It's so weird when you know what you want out of life, and you see it for what it is, and you see it where it's at, and you realize it's not for you yet, or it can't be for you yet. Anyway, Wednesdays are tough for me, guys. So hopefully if we get this apartment, you'll hear me super excited because I put a lot into doing this. I faxed 43 pages of our information and still have a few things more to fax. It may be enough. Between the three of us, we'll do fine, I know. And if we get the place, it'll be amazing, approved, and however quickly, and basically set it up and we'll be there. And it'll be great. I gotta get all my stuff ready, more ready. You know, I've spent all this time in my actual life telling everyone who I need to tell the truth to the truth. And it's kind of weird because there's such a difference between telling someone who you need to be face to face with the truth and broadcasting the truth. You know, the truth of my personal life between another person, you know, whether it's someone you know, any type of person, you know, the truth between me and my sister can remain between me and my sister, and it's not a big deal. The truth between me and Mark, or me and John, or me and my friend Tim, or, you know, everyone, that Troy, Shannon, Krista, all these people, you know, it remains between us. And I think about talking about it all the time. But, I mean, what does that truth do for other people? It doesn't really do anything. The only truth that you guys need to know about is, I guess, the truth between me and an audience. And it's an interesting type of truth. You know, like, for instance, you know, the idea that I was uncomfortable talking to the two people I'm going to be living with about my idea of a relationship and the sex they're in, and casual sex versus, you know, committed sex and things like that. I mean, I was embarrassed to talk to them about it because I'm embarrassed about what I feel about it. I think I've become more conservative in the idea, and I don't really know why. In some ways I want to find out, and that uncertainty embarrasses me. And I know part of it has to do with my wants and desires and potential futures and how people perceive me. I think I was embarrassed to admit to them what I want because I've always played it off as something totally unimportant, and in the middle of a conversation, when I felt I would still be able to play it off as totally unimportant, I realized that I can't, because that would be lying, and I stopped lying, and now I'm in this fucking bind about my life and people that they're in, and it's crazy. But send good wishes about the apartment for me, whoever might be watching this, in whatever crazy hour you're doing it. And regardless, I'm off to Seattle. Well, Seattle area. I'm off to Washington, near Seattle. No more than 30 minutes around it. Hopefully it'll be Kent. And who knows? Maybe it won't be, but we'll be there. So stay good. Stay true to yourself the best you can. Blah.